Hello everyone. Today I want to give you a complete step-by-step guide on how to unlock your first engineers and how to get your first upgrades. And basically cover everything that's necessary for this, which is really a lot. I so far have not found any guide like this. That's why I want to make it. They only give you pieces of a puzzle more or less that you have to collect from different sites. You will still need to do this with my guide, but I will give you the basics on how to find, and I think it's always easiest to learn by examples, that someone actually does something in a very specific way, and then you can make your own conclusions on how it works in other examples. It really doesn't work so well to explain something in the most abstract way. Oh, you have to get resource A and then you have to do something step B and then step C. In my opinion, this doesn't really work because you need to go to specific locations. You need to get specific materials. You have to know where to get them. And to get a feeling for this, you need examples. Okay, so I will tell you exactly everything that you need to know. Sorry for that. So first of all, you need a multi-purpose ship for this. I have in this case Asp Explorer, but Cobra Mk3 will be alright. You can even do this with the Sidewinder, but I would not recommend it. Just earn some credits with bounty hunting. It's really fast. You can get Cobra in 1 or 2 days, maybe a week. So yeah, Cobra should be good. Utility points. What you need is frame shift wake scanner. It's utility. Remember that. Frame shift wake scanner is not available in all stations, but in many. And doesn't really matter which one you get. It's just how close you have to be to the wake. Okay, what is a wake? So wakes are always created when someone jumps into hypercruise or jumps into another system. When they go into hypercruise, they create a low wake. When they jump to a different system, they create a high wake. The best way to get a lot of wakes is to go into open play, because there are a lot of players in addition to bots, and try to find a station where there are some players. Usually it's good to go to some community goal station, because there's always a lot of players. You will find plenty of wakes, and you need to scan only high wakes. I think you cannot scan low wakes. What will you find with wakes? You will scan them for data, which produces strange wake solutions, eccentric hyperspace trajectories, all that kind of stuff. It's random what you get. Just scan a few of them. Okay, so this is one thing that you need. What you also need is the biggest frameshift drive you can get, and the highest rated one. Try to find a good one, so that you can jump better into systems. Now we have the optional compartments. Here you need fuel scoop. I mean, it's not necessary, but I would really recommend it, because on your travels you don't want to run out of scoop, wait for fuel rats, or destroy yourself, so just take a fuel scoop for this mission, let's call it like that. You need planetary vehicle hunger. I would recommend getting a 4 class one with those 4 dots, because you can fit 2 SRVs. You can also take this 2 slot. If for the beginner, it's totally fine to take this 2 slot, then you have only 1 SRV. Problem is, when driving on planets, just by driving a lot of the time, your SRV gets damaged, sometimes destroyed, and there's some other dangerous stuff. It normally doesn't happen, but when it happens, it really sucks if you have to leave the planet, go to a station and get another SRV. So I recommend getting 2 of them. You don't necessarily need a cargo rack. No, you don't need. You need... I would recommend basic discovery scanner, at least. Detailed surface scanner, what does it do? So basic discovery scanner, yeah, you can just target a sun, a planet, anything that's unexplored and get some data about it. You can also use the secondary mode, like the active firing, then it scans a certain range around you, gives you all the data about the planets. The detailed surface scanner, I can show you what it does. It doesn't have to be connected to any fire group or something. It's just used in addition to the normal scanner. Then you can go to the system map. And then you have these little planets here with this blue circle. Those are landable. Those with those little lines here, they have bases on them. This will also be kind of important later, but for now it doesn't matter. Just planets with those blue circles, and then on the second tab you can see which elements you find. This is really helpful. If you, for example, iron, sulfur, phosphorus are really important for the first few upgrades. Sometimes chromium, manganese is pretty good. Yeah, nickel for some weapons. So all the good stuff. Those, like the first upgrades usually require some of these, which you can basically find on any planet. As you can see, sulfur and nickel and iron are present on every single planet, more or less. I think I never saw any without. The more rare materials, they only appear on some. So you have to, if you want to look for tin, you shouldn't land on this planet, for example. I don't know if any planet in here has tin. Yeah, this one, 1.1%. So this is really important, and to get this information you need the detailed surface scanner, but actually not all the time, because if you are moving in the bubble, which I think you will do, most of the systems are already explored, like all the data is already there for you. But just in case, if you have a spare compartment, just take the surface scanner. There is actually something more that you need later on, which will be limpet controller. For collector limpets. No, actually you don't really need it. Let's leave out the limpet controller for now. Okay, sorry, this is already long, but this is basically the loadout you need. You have all the utility, all the optional stuff that you need. So, how do you see your engineers? It's actually when you go to your right tab, it's already pre-selected. You just, on the bottom right there, just press space, engineers will open. I think there are 3 engineers that you have by default unlocked. It's Todd the Blaster McQueen, Elvira Matuk, yeah, learned through common knowledge, and I think Felicity Farsia. I'm not really sure what from public data sources means. I guess it's okay if you just fly around a little bit, scan some things, and then you will just know her. Okay, then, and those 3 are actually pretty good already. So you should, for your first engineer, you should choose either Elvira or Felicity, because both of them have frameshift drives, which is, first I thought I don't need frameshift drive, I don't like to travel, but for getting your next upgrades and modules you sometimes will have to jump to certain kinds of systems. It is easy to find them if you know how, but yeah, you have to go to some systems with very specific conditions, and you don't want to have 10 jumps every time. So, just decide for yourself which one is easier to unlock. For Elvira, actually I think she's a little bit easier to unlock. You The first condition is you have to reach 300 light years distance from your starting system. For a new player this is a little bit big of a distance, but Felicity requires you to get exploration rank of scout or higher. Exploration is basically the same. You have to fly around a lot, scan systems, sell the exploration data, and then your rank will increase. I guess you can unlock them both at the same time, more or less. Yeah, for Elvira you have to provide 3 units of Untitled relics. And this really was for me, yeah, I just didn't understand what this means. Provide 3 units. What is the Untitled relics? Okay, but then if you actually read the text that she tells you. Oh, okay, no. If you didn't unlock her, I think she tells you in which system you can buy those. The same for Felicity Farsia. I think she tells you where you can get a meta alloy. But you can also use EDDB. Find commodity, because those are commodities. But yeah, as a player who doesn't know these things, how do you know that this is actually a commodity? It could also be a material or something. So what we want to have is meta alloys. We are in 89 Leonis. Okay, please show me. Yes. Yes, in the entire game there's only one station called Daniel's Progress in the system Maya. And yes, to go there it's actually fucking long time. But you will have to go there. You only have to buy one of them just in a normal market. You will find them there. And then bring them to Felicity. Okay, what's next? Let's see how we get Untitled relics.
How are they spelled? Oh god. Okay, you can't even find them in the database third-party tool. Nice, very nice. But yeah, actually I think
Elvira tells you in her greeting, you have to read it carefully, then she will say, I need some Untitled relics from this system, and then you just go there. Yeah, for the last one, Todd the Blaster McQuinn, you have to go bounty hunting. Hand in 50 vouchers. Every ship that you kill gives 1 voucher, even if you hand in multiple at the same time. And to finally unlock him, you visit him. You can do that by viewing him on the galaxy map. This one, you plot route to his system, wherever it is. You fly there, you go to his station, you view the engineer menu, and then you hand in 100,000 credits of bounty vouchers. Okay. So now let's say you have unlocked Elvira. Or Felicity, doesn't really matter. You can go to ainara.cz, whatever. Then you have here Galaxy. Yeah, Galaxy. You go to Engineers. You go to Felicity, for example. And then we want the increased FSD range. Of course you can get something else, but I just want to do it as an example here. Okay, for the grade 1 it's actually really simple. I explained you how the wake scanner works. I will show it to you again. You do it so long until you find an atypical disrupted wake echoes, and then boom, you can buy that upgrade. For grade 2 there's a little bit more. There is atypical disrupted wake echoes, so the same chemical processors, and the last thing usually... Okay, actually I'm not sure about that one, so let's skip to the grade 3. Chemical processors, phosphorus, strange wake solutions. And the last one, and basically everything from grade 3 on, sometimes earlier, is a commodity. Ah yeah, here it's also a commodity, so everywhere where it says commodity, it's not needed actually. And every single, in this database, every single blueprint has those commodities, but you just don't need them. So for grade 2 you only need chemical processors, atypical disrupted wake echoes. For this one, a little bit different stuff, and phosphorus. So let's try to get your frameshift drive materials here. First we need to scan some wakes. Let's do that. Your wake scanner needs to be in a fire group assigned to a button.
Landing coupler disengaged. Clear for departure. Landing gear retracted.
Okay, and already you get all this white stuff you can see on the radar here. High wake FSD scanner. Wake. Just go there, target it, and when you are in range, you can start to scan. Okay, we didn't get anything, that can happen. Okay, here we got data mined wake exceptions, not the one we need. We need atypical something, I already forgot it.
Oh, come on. You can just ignore what I'm doing right here.
Anomalous FSD telemetry eccentric hyperspace direct trajectories. Oh shit, I'm going too fast here. And we didn't get anything. Okay, nice, but you get the idea. You just do this as long as it takes. At some point you will get the... Let's see again, what was it? Atypical disrupted wake echoes. Just farm them, just go on. At some point you may get straight wake solutions also. If you get even those, like I just did. No, I didn't. I think I even got this. I'm not sure. It's not a problem because this already gives you materials for later blueprints. Okay, so what do we need next? Chemical processors. Ship salvage from transport ships. Signal source, I'm not so sure about that. And mission rewards. Okay, let's fuck the mission rewards. Mission rewards is really basically you go into the mission spot, check all missions if some of them have exactly this material as a reward. If yes, okay, take it. But we will try the ship salvage from transport ships. Actually, that's kind of hard to get because you have to kill a transport ship. What you can do to achieve this is go to the galaxy map. And now what you need to find is an anarchy system, because there you can kill anyone, even traders and transporters. I guess transporters are traders. And you can kill them without consequences. So you need to find this tab, then show by color. I think it's state, no, not state, it's government, anarchy. Okay, so now usually everything is like ticked. We only want to see anarchy, and yeah, there's not that much we can find here. There's a little yellow dot. So this is an anarchy system. Let's look at the system map. Okay, problem with anarchy systems is often the station. Okay, here's actually a station, 703 light seconds. This is pretty good. Okay, let's plot a route to this. As you have seen, the other one was 30,000 light seconds. It's a bit much. The system where I went last had 500,000 light seconds. I think I had to fly there for 20 minutes or something. Okay, so again, we just want to go for trading. What was it? Trading ships salvage to find what was it? Chemical processors, right?
Cannot comply. Frameshift drive charging.
Cool, I can actually simply jump there. If you don't find anything on the map, you can also go again to EDDB, search for a system that has state anarchy, no, security anarchy, I guess, and then you enter your system there you're currently in, and you can find some. I find it cooler to use the in-game tools for this kind of thing. Yeah, we already plotted a route to that port. The reason I did this is, yeah, at ports you always find some ships. What you can also do is, yeah, here for example this keelback, I could just kill that one, but for that I need frameshift drive interdictor, which I don't have at the moment. So I actually have to go to some place. Also really nice is resource extraction sites in anarchy systems. There you can find a lot of traders and miners, which also leave those materials, chemical processors and so on. But those are really hard to find, so it's already good if you can just find an anarchy system that has a station nearby. That's really nice. Okay, please tell me there are some ships spawning in here.
Hotel Oscar Lima. You're through to Krakow Flight Operations Department. Please comply with station protocols.
Diamondback Scout, I'm not too sure if that's what we want.
Frameshift charge detected.
Just have to make sure that you don't get in the
Frameshift charge detected.
no fire zone there.
Target shields offline.
Ah. Ah, atypical disrupted wake echoes, finally. Come on! Okay, so I eventually got into the station. I bought some weapons that I can actually kill things. And I bought the optional compartment frameshift drive interdictor, because now I can just pick pick a ship if I find one interdicted. And by the way, I have never done this before, so I hope it will work. Okay. How does it work? Can I do it? Okay, I have to aim at him, apparently. I think I can do it. It's a scout. Come on. Expert, okay. This will be fun. I have to kill this innocent guy. Oh, he wants to jump.
Power plant capacity exceeded. Target ship is offline. Under attack.
Okay, we have finally done it.
Target destroyed.
Mechanical components. Okay, he didn't drop what we need, the chemical processors, but I know that we need. Basically, you can take everything. Mechanical components will be needed. You have to open your cargo scoop for that, which is by default the key position 1. Pose 1. Then you have to fly really slowly. You have this little mini game here. Collect. Nice. So we collected mechanical components. Let's also collect the conductive components. I actually need those for my stuff. Problem is the Asp Scout isn't really classed as a transport ship. It's more like an explorer. So yeah, you have to go to Anarchy and try to interdict or somewhere find and kill T6, Keelback, any big ship that can transport a lot of stuff. I guess then you can get the chemical processors if you're lucky. You can collect them like this. You can also use limpets. Okay, that should be it for this part. Let's just pretend we collected chemical processors. What do we have to do next? Let's see. Okay, we need to get phosphorus. Okay, so that's the last part of our first upgrade. Does this planet have phosphorus? Yes, it does. And this one? 70,000? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. 12.2. Yeah, let's go for that one with 12.4. Okay, so this will take a while.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Okay, I have just realized the planet that I'm going to, it has one of those stations with a plus or a lot of pluses behind them. There you cannot land. There are some bases that you can interact with. I will show you that because it's very important. But if you want to do this, try to get one with 1 plus and low security like here. So yeah, remember you cannot dock at this station right here. Because of the plus, it means it's a special kind of station. Okay, so now we have
Gravity warning.
now we have the next problem. How to use this thing. The standard controls are
Drive assist on.
drive assist on is the default, and E is accelerate and Q is brake. I strongly recommend you to put drive assist off for default. You can still toggle it
Drive assist off.
with the same key that you use for flight assist. And I would put acceleration and deceleration on A and S, on W and S, but that's up to you. Some blueprints require you to get special data types, for example, specialized legacy firmware is one that you need for dirty drives, and one way to get those is by scanning those stations. What you have to do is you have to find one of those green shiny data points, and you have to press U as the default to go into your thing here, and you always have to see that it says public in red there. If it says private, don't scan. So, because it's only 1+, there's 3 data points, and we have to scan all 3 of them to get the reward. I think there's another one. No, it's hub access terminal. I am not sure what these are for. Ah, there's another data point. Ah, you scan with right click, by the way. Okay, and the last one. I think there it is. On those small bases with 1+, they're pretty easy to find. But on the bigger ones you have to find 5 or 6. And I never managed to do that.
Incoming message.
We found specialized legacy firmware. Oh yes, bitches. And modified consumer firmware. Very nice. This is actually even good for me right now. But specialized legacy firmware is something you definitely need. But yeah, you don't always get it from these. Another way to get them is whenever an unidentified signal source pops up while you're on Super Cruise, just go in there. If it is degraded emissions or encoded emissions. You can go in there. Sometimes there's one of those white dots. It's private beacon. You can scan that. Sometimes you get specialized legacy firmware. Actually, I don't need to go to the ship. I can now go for phosphorus. That's why we came here in the first place.
Calibrating is on.
Okay, now what do you need to do to find phosphorus? Basically, not much. You just go after some signal that you find here. So this looks like something. On the scanner at the bottom you can see those lines, and when those lines form some patterns that are more closely, like finely shaped, I guess this could be something. When more lines group closer together, then that means there is something. Don't drive too fast, because they're really easy to miss. So we should be pretty close. Is it this? No. Yeah, and we didn't find anything. I hate the fucking game. Or maybe a little bit more in that direction. I'm not sure. No. Okay, let's then try again with the next signal source. Okay, this looks like something, or I don't know in which direction to go. I think on the right. Something should be quite close, I guess. Is it that rock there, maybe? Yeah, I know that I'm dangerous, thanks. It seems I'm on one of those bugged planets where you don't find anything. Or I'm just too stupid for the game, I don't know. Come on, the driving physics fuck me so hard. Okay, definitely we should find here something. Okay, it's 2 signals. Okay, there's definitely something here. I am 100% sure. This black thing here, that is it. No, it's not. This one? Yes! Bronzite chondrite! Shoot that motherfucker. And of course we didn't get phosphorus. You will pick up the nickel anyway. With the cargo scoop, you just drive over it. And you always have to scan the stuff before you scoop it with right click. Yeah, let's take some carbon. Let's find some fucking phosphorus. Phosphorus. I can see some black dot in the distance there. I think that's it. Yeah. This one. Phosphorus! Oh my god! Okay, so we got the phosphorus. We will take also the manganese and oh, zinc. Zinc is actually pretty good. Yeah, for you as a beginner, just pick up everything. Oh yeah, that's also one thing I wanted to show you. In your inventory you have your cargo, but you also have materials and data. Those are the two things you need for engineers. What I just collected at those data points was specialized legacy firmware. You need that one for certain upgrades. Really hard to find. Materials, it's all this, yeah, all the stuff that drops from ships and that you collect, and it doesn't take any cargo space actually, but you have a capacity of 1000. In the beginning, it's really no problem. You can just collect everything that you find, and at some point you will get a feeling for what you need and what you don't need. For example, aberrant shield pattern analysis. You get so many of them, you can just discard them at some point if you have over 30 of them or something. Good. So now we have all the ingredients. We had those wake data. We have the electrochemical processors that you need from trading ships by destroying them, and we have phosphorus, which you can find on any planet. Now what we need to do, look downwards, recall the damn ship. Okay, so now that we have everything for our first few upgrades, I just want to tell you some other stuff that you need. So we had planet landing, you need wake scans, you have to go to degraded emissions or encoded emissions, unidentified signal sources. Yeah, weapons fire detected and convoy dispersal, and that stuff is not really helping you. So just whenever you go somewhere, just stop at all the unidentified signal sources. If it's degraded or encoded emissions, just go there. Maybe you get specialized legacy firmware, all that stuff. Ah yeah, we also did the data point scanning. Then some ingredients, focus crystals, I think some mechanical components and stuff. I'm not sure at the moment. I think salvage alloys, you can get them just by destroying ships in resource extraction sites. But there's certain materials that only drop in conflict zones. And it covers it basically. Now let's go to Felicity or Elvira. I will just go to the one that's next to me right now and get the upgrade and show you how that works.
Landing gear retracted.
Okay, so we are finally at Farseer Inc., where Felicity Farseer lives. And I think we will crash to the ground. Or maybe not.
Landing gear deployed.
Okay, so let's suppose you are at this station the first time.
Engaging ship restraints. Your arrival has been noted.
So let's suppose you arrive at this station the first time. You have this engineer's workshop here, and there will only be one option in there. It will be to give her, in this case Felicity requires 1 meter alloy. As I said in the beginning, you can buy it in Gaia's system, if I remember correctly. It's very far away, then you have to go very far again, like 30 or 40 jumps, depending on your FSD. And then you can finally unlock her. And then you will get this. Everything will only be grade 1. You can only start with grade 1 mods. So if you want, you can start with the power plant because she only supports grade 1. So I can just do this here for fun. Yeah, let's just roll. As you can see, even the grade 1 can already go to 11% power capacity. Yes, it will have worse heat efficiency and integrity, but yeah, I mean, you have to make some compromises. And it only costs 1 sulfur. Sulfur, again, you can find it on any single planet. Yeah, let's do it. Looks pretty good. 10% increased power plant. But I'm not very sure if I want that. Actually, I don't need it, I think. Yeah, you definitely want to upgrade your FSD. Can I make the... I need chemical manipulators, so yeah. In this case, arsenic is also pretty hard to find. It's just on planets, but pretty rare. But I can do the grade 4 if I want. But yeah, the last mod I got was so good that I can only get worse here in optimized mass, which is basically the multiplier for your range. But yeah, then you can do this, and I think it always requires about 3 upgrades to get to the next rank. So you make 3 grade 1 upgrades, 3 grade 2 upgrades, and then you finally get to the engines, and then you can get some... Oh, I could actually get clean drive tuning. Yeah, those need specialized legacy firmware. I think it's the same with dirty drive. Yeah, especially this is the main thing that you need for. There are certain weapon mods that also require specialized legacy firmware, but it's usually quickfire or something like that. Overcharged weapons usually have easier to find. Overcharged basically is everything that you can find in hazardous. Sometimes you need also materials from conflict zones. But you can see this, you will actually see this in EDDB, for example, or you can just Google where to find mechanical components, for example. And yeah, it's a problem. I cannot tell you where to find every single material. I hope I showed you the basics far enough. So, yes, and I really recommend unlocking Felicity first, because she has so many upgrades here that are really good. Okay, actually only engines, FSD and power plant, but still pretty good. And that's it. You can also level her by selling cartographical data, so just stuff that you explored with your scanner. Yeah. That's basically it. And then if you are fine with your ship, you can go to the next engineer, look up which materials are needed, which data are needed, then you can plan how to get it. You will have to do some research from time to time. Sometimes you have to just randomly drop into areas and hope that you get what you need. Yeah, sadly, it doesn't always happen. You have to go on. Yes, there was one thing I wanted to mention. Oh yes, what I also wanted to tell you is the materials and data that you need right here. These are not exactly stored in your ship. If you switch your ship, this tab will remain exactly the same with all materials and all data. They are always transferred to the other ship automatically, so you can farm. This is what I do at the moment. I farm all the stuff, the materials from planet and so on with my Explorer when I need to get to some distant systems. It's pretty nice. Has a huge jump range, and yeah, just has... I just put all the utility stuff in this ship, so I don't have to put them in my fer de lance. And then I mod the hell out of my fer de lance with the materials I gathered. Yeah, also nice is, I didn't show this, but it's pretty easy. Every station that has a shipyard, or almost every station, there you can transfer ships. So you can select ships that are parked in other space stations and just say, okay, transfer this to here. Then it takes 10 minutes to half an hour or so. You have to pay some credits. Yeah, I rather jump 4 jumps in my Asp Explorer than 30 jumps in my FTL. Yes, I guess I forgot a lot of stuff, but I hope I gave you a bit better of an overview how to actually do this kind of stuff. And so yeah, that you can now get started with your first mods. I guess the hardest part is unlocking your first engineers, but yeah, really just stick to it, just have some willpower to get it, and then once you get your first mod, you will be addicted and just go on, and you will see how powerful those can be. Yes, that's it finally. I guess I recorded for about 2 hours now. Sorry for my tired voice. Now I will have to edit for at least two more hours and then upload. So fun day. So I will see you next time.